Welcome to the Blunderbuss Special. This is Jose. Today, Bob, Nate, and Dave and I, we have a fantastic show for you all. Nate mostly talks about his beard. I mean, he does have a mean beard. Dave tackles yet again the man purse ordeal. The fan is on.
All right, so today we're doing the Mantastic show. We're going to talk about razors, being a man, being a gentleman, beards, and maybe man purses, and what is it that makes us a man?
Rehashing that, huh?
The man purse, part 2.
Dustin's like,
you sons of bitches!
yeah, exactly.
Y'all mock me because my man person will continue to mock me.
They'd be like, someone is talking about man purses out there. I don't know who, but someone's talking about man purse. His man purse sense is going off and shit.
Well, the thing is that for me, I always think that it would be practical if we had it, and especially as men. Like, you compare like what men would put in a purse versus what women put in a purse.
Okay, what would be the manly things we put in the purse?
Well, it's not even manly. It's practical things. Like if we had a bag that we carried with us at all times,
yeah,
we would probably have practical things like a first aid kit, like some sort of tool, like like a small tool kit, like a small tool like what Nate has.
Nate,
yeah, Dave, you're definitely a tool, Dave.
But you're my tool.
So it would be a lot more practical, like the things that we would carry in there than what women, because we're limited to our pockets. So like Nate, you take like a bunch of like stuff, you need a lot of medicine. How easy is that? If you didn't have a bag, like obviously you have your backpack most of the time, but if you didn't have your backpack, how are you going to carry all that medicine?
Yeah, well, I mean, I've got like the little like portable thing, but it's easier just to remember to throw the bag in the truck or something like that. But like I said, last time this subject came up, it's like I use my iPack for school and stuff, but I also have, bandages, bacitracin in there, for, it's basically Neosporin. But, shit like that. I got like a screwdriver in there, headphones, calculator, thumb drives, I got all kinds of shit in there, But like I said, it's just easier to grab that and throw it in. At times I got my tablet in there, when I take my tablet. I forgot it today, but, I'll look at porn later.
Sometimes and later, as he says that, when he was looking at it on the laptop before we started.
I can start looking at it again on the laptop, man. It's like it just start like describing. Man, look at the titties on her.
Oh man, look at that backyard in that
she
one.
got some cherries on the titties. Just
get them bolognas instead of pepperonis.
Oh, but look in this picture. They shrank down to pepperonis.
But I don't know.
Well, see, I even put I got a double mag pack, and I was able to put on there that double mag pack, and it works perfectly, so I can carry my water and shit with me.
Well, I mean, I have a backpack that I wear, and I know what Dustin would be saying right now. He'd be saying, "Well, or that's the man purse.
It's a man purse.
It's a man purse."
That's terrible marketing. You can't, might as well just call it a fag bag. Just
which you've got a fag bag.
I have a fag. That's what it's called. Because.
And what do you keep in your fag bag?
Well, I don't keep anything. I don't carry the bag around with me.
He doesn't want to be labeled that way.
Yeah. It's just...
Well, no, didn't you take it when we went to PAC South or something like that?
Yeah, but that's because I figured we were going to carry a bunch of shit, which basically is just carrying buttons and whatever flyers.
And we didn't even take any alcohol, which sucked.
No, well, we had to drive
We had alcohol in the room.
Yeah,
in the room.
Yeah, in the room, but
But no one was allowed back in the room.
No, that was absolutely not the case.
But honestly,
no shit, we were fucking.
Lou was not allowed in the room.
Yeah.
No, we were fucking dog shit tired, man.
Yeah, dude.
There was no drinking.
We're not gonna go drink. We're
be like 2 sips and pass the fuck out.
Yeah, no, that was a long fucking weekend.
But dude, I just went there for Friday and it fucked me up.
Like on the pedometer, we all 3 days. I walked like 20 miles on that. You know, it was fucking grueling. It was just
But I mean, if we're wearing backpacks and we have stuff that, because I mean, I have my medication also, and I have my my notebooks that I use, and I do have important materials that I see myself needing in case of an emergency. I'm wearing a backpack. When is it where bringing a man purse versus a backpack becomes the difference. When am I gonna say I'm gonna buy a man purse? You see what I'm going at? Like,
well, it's when you care more about style than you care about.
You know what? That does make a valid point.
I mean, let's face it. I mean, none of us really dress up and things like that. I mean, I got my dress clothes, but the thing is, my average clothing is dressed down. So, I don't give a shit, and I'll carry a backpack, and I don't care how it looks. But if I really, if I'm at work and let's say that, I get a manager position and I'm going to work every day and, I'm all dressed up.
You legitimately have to carry shit around with you?
Yeah. And so at that point, then maybe I'm going to, briefcases, they're not convenient because you always have to carry them by hand.
Yeah.
So at that point, maybe I'll consider a satchel if I really, needed to carry something like that.
Yeah.
But if I... right now, if I wanted to carry stuff around, I'm going to carry a backpack because I don't care about being stylish, and a backpack is just as functional as anything else.
That's a great point. I wish Dustin would have heard.
He still wouldn't listen, man. He just
it's a backpack's a type of man purse.
Yeah.
Dude.
Well, but I
No,
mean,
that's a good point. So if you say that a man purse has to do with style, does that mean that the metrosexual is the one that's buying these man purses? Do you get my point?
No, I get that's the good point.
It's the guys that are buying the jeans with the stitched in filigree and bedazzled and shit, and it's like, dude, and then they have the Ed Hardy shirt on. It's like, come on, man. It's like, that's ridiculous.
So that reminds me of my uncle came to visit, and it was my aunt's wedding, and he's 21 years older than me, so I think let's just say he was probably 50. Okay, so he's 50 years old. Now he puts us to shame. I mean, my uncle, he is in such great shape that he could probably beat the fuck out of the four of us here without even breaking a sweat.
Yeah.
So he's he's a good looking guy. He's got an athletic build. And he buys those express shirts, with the little Euro trash designs on them.
Yeah.
So we go to Costco and we're getting alcohol, and they're doing this free sample thing, and the girl goes and says, "Oh, I really love your shirt." And so we're walking away, and he's like, "Yeah, you see the type of attention that you get when you wear something like this." And I was like, "Yeah, but the detriment is you got to wear that piece of shit."
Excellent counter.
Points.
Excellent counter. Yes.
And it's like the man purse. It's like if you are somebody with a man purse, yeah, you can do that. Some people can pull it off because that's their style. If any of the four of us were walking around with a man purse, we'd look ridiculous with it.
Yeah.
People see us walking around with a backpack, they'd be like, okay, that makes sense. That's practical.
Well, see, my iPack, I mean, I can redo the straps, the clips and stuff, and wear it like a backpack, but I do across the across the shoulder. But like when Bob and I go camping and stuff, it's like I take it. Now I'll pull my thumb drive and shit out, just because I don't want to get fucked up and I can't lose that information. But man, in the evening when we go cruising around other campsites, go party, man, I load that thing up full of booze and drinks and stuff. It's a party bag on the go. I use that thing so damn much. I tell my friend Dale, it's he got it for me. I was like, dude, I use the dog shit out of this thing. I take it everywhere, just because the fact that it's not that it's just convenient, but it's just easy. It's just so easy.
But that's the thing. I mean, and that's where you would think that as men, that we would carry around bags more frequently, because we are, out of the two sexes, we are the more practical. And we would have the things that would be needed.
Essential.
And we would carry probably weird things that we probably would never use but except one time, but that one time, you'd have it.
Exactly.
I tell people at work when I'm talking about insurance, and I'm like, you know what? The worst time to find out you don't have a fire extinguisher is when you have a fucking fire. And that's the
true,
thing, fate favors the prepared.
Just like Mr. Bob over here has that famous saying.
All right, hold on.
I set it up, damn it.
I know. I gotta shit.
Dang it! Come on!
I need a cue card, and I need. You know what? That's a tattoo I need to have right.
Do you want me to say it, Bob?
No, and the thing is,
failure to plan is a plan for failure.
There.
Right? Can't put me on the spot like that.
No, you know what's funny, Bob, is that you'd probably go and get the tattoo and then fuck it up.
Yeah.
But I mean, my iPack, I don't carry it everywhere. Now at school, of course, I carry it everywhere I go because I need it. 99% of the time, it's in the truck. I throw it in the truck. Unless if I'm like switching vehicles or something, or going in someone's house for a long time and I'm going to need something out of there, it just stays in the truck. You know?
That's right.
But if I need to take it, it's ready to go. It's small. It's compact, but it's got everything that I need in there.
So to close out this
Generally.
argument or this discussion, does having a man purse make you less of a man?
Well, for one, I don't carry a man purse around.
I'm just saying, if you saw somebody with a man purse, not gonna name names, Dustin.
Fruit bag.
Yeah, would it make you less of a man? I don't think so.
If
I just think it's a style thing, just like Dave
man
said.
purse, yes.
Okay, so it depends because I've never met Dustin, but is that where he keeps his tampons?
Yes, he does.
You just called him out.
Oh, Bob, next time you over at his place, you're gonna have to like slip one in there. Because next time he gets into it, probably won't be a Renaissance fair.
Yeah.
He'll be so butthurt. So hey man, how's that man purse? Well, it's good. Why don't you check the pocket? Oh!
I do
haven't used since your last period. You want some cranberry juice?
Now moving on, let's talk a little bit about razors. Since this is the Mantastic show, we can talk about the razors that we use or we don't use in the case of some of us around here.
Why are you looking at me?
Oh, I know, because he has like this. Okay, we're gonna put a picture up, of course. But if you look, if those of you who can't see the picture, Nate has an awesome beard. Bob, how would you describe it?
It's majestic.
Epic. Yes.
Yeah, Hey, that's cool, man. I appreciate that.
I wouldn't go quite so far as epic because I've seen like those competition guys that like
Oh, dude, man, that's
that
some
can
serious shit.
they have like London Bridge like in their beard.
That's epic shit.
But it's pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah,
the
it
little
is.
curly handlebars. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like what about like what? I wouldn't say 2 feet, but it's about a foot, right?
it's getting there. Yeah,
Yeah, about like 9 inches of beard.
Nah, probably a little over a foot. Yeah.
yeah. There you go. Yeah.
Reaches his nipple,
Roughly. Yeah. Actually, yeah. Past the nipple.
Yeah, see, just in case, unless
I could do the windshield wiper and be like, ooh.
Actually, do you touch it up? Actually,
Yeah, I started doing that up on the cheeks and stuff. I ended up picking like my old trimmers, my little clippers. They took a
You do-
shit, so I got some new ones. But
so you do just clippers, exclusively clippers, or do you actually shave sometimes?
oh man, I haven't shaved in a long time, like years. But well, except for when I was over at Bob's house that one time, I just took the straight razor, and just kind of touched up. But yeah, no, I kind of started doing up here a little while ago.
just
when
to shape it.
Well, yeah, kind of, because
It
I'll
cleans
get,
it up.
I'll get like a couple of them that kind of like get a high on the cheek
Yeah,
too, but
I do too.
yeah, because it's thinner up on higher on the cheek, so just to kind of touch it up. But also the clippers that I got were pretty cool. It's got an attachment on there to where it's actually like a little like electric razor itself. So I'll hit it with the clippers and then I'll use that. But yeah, I mean it's every once in a while I'll get in there and I'll kind of like start like. I know it sounds ridiculous, but I'll kind of start going through there and start getting like split ends out of there, or I'll level it out a little bit, because just
See, your maintenance.
kinda
You're not just
encourage
letting it grow out like some crazy Neanderthal man.
well, for the
or
most
something.
part, yeah.
It's like a shrub, not a shrub. It's like a hedge maze. He's got a, it's large, but it's a very,
That's
there's-
what she.
See, but I'm not one of those to where it's like just big bushy out. I like to keep it more shaped and stuff.
Yeah. That's what a
kinda
lot of
keep it
people.
together.
They don't know that. They think that he just grows a beard because he's lazy. But there's a lot of maintenance involved, especially with your handlebars.
Yeah.
Like they look fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
They look fantastic. And a lot of people think, oh no, you just grow it out. You just because you're freaking lazy.
Well, people ask me, they're like, dude, man, like, how did you get like that? It's like I can only get so long. It's like, well, every once in a while you kind of don't take too much off, but just kind of like get the edges and stuff. Just kind of.
Revitalize it.
Yeah, I guess it kind of helps to stimulate it to keep going. I mean, since high school, like, I've always just had a goatee because I've liked that, like Dimebag, I love Dimebag.
Yeah,
so it's like, it's like, the fucking goatee. And of course, I had my little scrag in high school. But when I went in the military, of course, it wasn't very much, in high school. But when I went in the military, I'd go to, kind of the thinking, kind of stroke the beard thing. I would just naturally do that. And it was kind of detrimental, man. It's just like, the little lonely tear rolling down my cheek kind of shit. Because I missed it. I really missed it.
Flesh.
So when I got out, I started growing. It was just a goatee for a long time, and then I would kind of like let the sides go out, trim those off, but it was always the goatee. But the mustache, this is still the first mustache I've ever
Wow.
grown, because that was the only thing I'd have in the military is the mustache. But yeah, the mustache, I'll trim the edges off a little bit, because I'll get those really long hairs to where it's long enough when I curl it, it can poke me in the eye kind of stuff. But, because it just gets out of control. So.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know when it's gonna get really out of control? When you start getting those grays in your mustache.
No, I think I got like one in there already.
Yeah, no, but like mine, like I mean, because my gray hair, like it's all wiry.
Yeah.
I'll
It's-
get them in my eyebrows, and it's just all they're like the ones who want to grab children and pull them in. So I gotta make sure to like trim those up.
Well, it's like the gray hair that I have like over here, like that's like hello.
I can
like,
see it right now.
Yeah, like
How's it going?
it's like always like like all my hair is like all nice and like,
Yeah.
and then this one's like growing onto the side and onto itself. So, but when you start getting that
Yeah.
like in your mustache, it's gonna start like going out the
No,
grab.
trust me. Even the ones that aren't gray, it already does it. But like the sides of the mustache where it's long enough to handlebar, you'd be surprised how much of a pain in the ass it is to try to get that under control. Like I've tried all kinds of mustache waxes, and like I'll talk to people and like at the Renaissance Fair, like one of the guys I actually got some beard oil from last year, which I actually kind of like it. It's nice, has a nice earthy kind of working smell to it, but it does make a difference. But he's like, yeah, try this mustache wax. Well, I tried it. It's not enough. It just because it's just so crazy. The only one that worked wax wise was Jimmy. Years ago, he gave me some wax called Brother's Love. It was from Germany, of course. It's over-engineered, mustache wax. But that stuff is so strong that I would jump on my motorcycle with a half cap on, go 80 miles an hour down the road, and it would stretch out. And as soon as I came to a stop, it would go right back to what it was.
Whoa.
It would take days to get out.
That's crazy.
But I rationed that for so long. Now it's got like little chunkies in there, so I was like, yeah, I need to get some more one of these days. But I ended up meeting a guy at Jim's late one night after the bar. I was like, dude, that is a nice mustache, and that's all he had was just nice curled mustache. I was like, what kind of wax do you use? And he's like, well, I've actually won like a lot of like championships, like high up championships. I was like, wow, really? He's like, I stopped using mustache wax. I was like, really? What do you use? And he's like, Gorilla Snot. I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, man, it just holds better, and that's what I'm using
He's
right
like
now.
Gorilla Snot. You probably haven't heard of it.
But no, it actually works pretty good. The only thing is like if it's damp outside or it gets a little wet, it just
Smells a little mucusy.
It gets sad. Yeah, a little mucusy. Starts like smeared all over fucking people and shit. But I mean, I don't handlebar all the time. I do it the majority of the time now, but like. I think it's funny. It's like go to give my mom a kiss, when I leave and stuff, and it's like I'll try to like get her in the nose with it, and she's like, "Oh god damn it!" She gets all upset and shit. So I mean, I have fun with it, but some people don't like it. Some people are cool with it. Some people really like it. Generally the ladies don't care for it too much, but But I trust me, I get a lot of flack for having the beard and stuff. Like I've had female friends over the years like, "Oh, you'd be able to find a girlfriend if you just trim that up or cut it off," and it's like. My first reaction is like, are you kidding me? It's like, if that's what I have to do to get a chick, it's not worth it. It's really not worth it. Because once I start growing it back and she starts giving me shit about it, you gotta go. So I'm going to be who I am.
Exactly.
And if people can't respect that, well, then fuck you,
Yeah. That's how it is with me. I asked her, I was like, I think I shaved. I tend to shave when the allergy season comes in because it gets stuck in my beard and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then she'll get mad at me. She's like, why are you shaving your beard? Like, you look like a little kid. Like, don't be shaving your beard. So
yeah, you kind of do, yeah.
yeah. So I'm, it's cool because she encourages me to have a beard. I remember when I was like, December, I'll do this thing like starting December 1st where I'll just grow it out and I won't cut it until January. Mm-hmm. And she was encouraging me. She's like, see how long you could do it. See how long you could do it.
That's cool, man.
Well, you
That's
should
cool.
start in November. No shave November.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I've come
should.
across some competitions where it's like, I kind of want to do it, but I'm not shaving.
Yeah. I mean, I would be down to do it, but I can't ever find enough guys to do it. Like, you have a beard. Do you always wear a beard all the time?
Now I do. So like, let's say probably like in my early 20s, what I would do is I would grow out like all my facial hair. It would be a beard, and then I would trim it down, and then I would just have a goatee. And
Yeah, you had a
then-
goatee for a long time.
Yeah, and so like I'd have a goatee, and then like obviously like the sides where I'd shave would grow out, and then at that point I just shaved everything, and then I would just go back to being clean shaven and start all over again. Get
Yeah,
the beard, get
that's
the
what I do.
goatee, and then shave everything off. And like for years and years and years, and it's not been maybe for the last 4 or 5 years that I actually bought a beard trimmer, because I never had a beard trimmer. So that's one of the reasons that that's how I did everything. And then once I got the beard trimmer, then for like 2 or 3 years straight, I had a beard. I'd keep it trimmed. And then in the last 2 years, I've ended up having to shave like 3 times. Because I had surgery and I dropped a bunch of weight, and I'm like, oh, I wonder if I look better now. Like, you know, now that I've lost all this weight, if I look better with like a shaved. And no. And then in fact, I took a picture of me after I shaved, and I'm miserable. I'm just like, what the fuck did I just do?
Really? Yeah, no, I can fully understand when I shaved everything off.
And especially like it's like the 2 seconds afterwards, like, what have I done?
Yeah, exactly.
And then recently, so like, and there was another thing. So I had like an interview or something, and my trimmer broke.
Ooh.
And so I had no choice, and I went clean shaven. I grew the beard back, and 2 or 3 months later, I bought a new trimmer, and it had the long extension. And the way that the long extension was, I would have had to use it backwards to make it work. And like I looked at it, I'm like, God, this doesn't make any sense. And so like I use it like all the other ones look. And so I did it on my cheek, and all of a sudden I'm like, I touch my cheek, and there's no hair. And I'm like, oh, fuck me. And then I had to shave everything. Like, because I was like, oh, well, maybe I'll just do a goatee. And then I'm like, no, I want my beard back. And so I actually haven't shaved since that day, and that's been about 2 months now.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So
Yeah, it has been.
and
Yeah.
normally like I shave like all this bottom part. Like I usually don't have this, but I just really like since I've been sick, I just really don't care. Like I've just been like, oh, you know what? Screw it. Like I'm not going to go through, and I'll let it grow out a little bit more, and then one of these days I'll trim all this down, and then I'll trim the beard to be a little bit more manageable.
Yeah, I'm the same way like you. I go through cycles. Well, I'll become a big, giant beard, and to me it just gets too big.
Yeah.
And then I'll just, you know what? I'm just gonna trim it.
It
just like what I have
really
here.
is a big thing. You know, it's
Well, you that have the beard, I don't know how you do it.
Well, I mean, it does take maintenance and stuff, you know, but you know, it's not everybody can handle it. I guess you could say. Like
Yeah.
a friend of mine, like we were talking about the other day. He's a
annoying.
young guy, and you know, he's got the pretty face and everything, and gets a lot of girls and stuff. And he was like firm on like, oh, I'm gonna grow a beard, and it's like, are you sure you're gonna be able to handle it? Yeah. Oh man, it's gonna be awesome and stuff, you know, because he's like what, 6'2" or something like
Yeah.
that, you know, tall, you know, that kind of guy.
Imagine Paul Newman from The Hustler.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
You know, and you know, he's, you know, totally on board, you know, growing a beard and stuff, and it's like, dude, I don't know if you're gonna be able to like.
Some
like,
people can't
handle
pull it off either.
No, the thing is, it's the women.
Oh,
It's the women.
He couldn't do it because of the girls?
I told him, I was like, dude, you're not going to be able to hang in there, because at first, when it's like 5 o'clock shadow, all the ladies are going to love that. But once you start getting longer, they're going to start harassing you and giving you shit, and you know, giving you shit over it, and then because he talks to a lot of girls, it's going to start dropping off.
It depends on what type of girl you talk to, because I remember when I think when I was 20 was the first time that I had a beard, and it was really accidental because around that time I didn't have a job. I didn't have to. I was playing in a band, and my hair grew long and my beard got huge. Why? Because you didn't care about, you know, what you looked like. It was just you didn't have to.
Yeah.
You know? So basically it grew up so big, and it was really nice, and just like it was like padding, you know?
Yeah.
And the girls that would come up to me were like, oh my gosh, I love your beard and everything. And I would, you know, touch it up right on the cheeks or whatever. But
Yeah.
I always got mad compliments from different women. Oh my gosh. This is when I was like, you know what? I should wear a beard the whole time. I went to we got done, and we were at this bar we were in Pennsylvania. And this woman came up. And she had to be probably early or late 30s, right around there. But she was smoking. Like she was, and she just came and just touched my beard.
Yeah.
And was like, oh my gosh. She's like, just giving me all these mad compliments, and I was like, you could be my mom.
But
But
it's like you could have pinched me out.
exactly, man. But at that point, I was like, yeah, I should really think about wearing this beard, because we had a lovely conversation, and
Yeah.
I felt like, you know what, I got to, because I kept getting drinks, and I felt like, you know what, this could be my night with an older woman.
Yeah.
And I
The
messed
cougar.
and I messed it up. I messed it up,
Oh,
and I freaking just like drank too much.
yeah.
Oh man, you could have
Yeah.
went home with a Lunchable and a juice box, man.
Yep.
Exactly.
And if she had a Capri Sun, that would have been the
Ooh.
upscale.
Bam.
Oh yeah.
Then she'd have made you a nice breakfast,
And a lunch.
and a lunch
I
packed in
know.
a sack lunch.
Well, see, like with my friend, I think maybe 2 weeks. I can't remember. It was a while ago. Mind you, early 20s, man. He talks to hot chicks, and
Yeah,
I'll just leave it at that. But
I get the feeling that these chicks are like,
they're his
Daddy
age, early 20s.
yeah, but there's some
like,
cool chicks out there.
His mom started like giving him, at 5 o'clock shadow, everybody liked it, and then it started getting longer. His mom's like started giving him shit, and he told me, I was like, this is the beginning.
Yeah.
It's gonna start coming.
Mhm.
You're gonna start hearing shit all over the place, and then next thing you know, I think it was like next couple times I saw him, he shows up at the house and he has nothing. I was like, what the fuck? And he's like, I know. It's like, what the fuck, man? It's like, you made all these declarations and shit. It's like, you fucking liar, man. He's like, no. And we were talking about it last night. He's like, no, it wasn't the girls, man. That's not what it's like. Okay,
Whatever.
you're just trying to fool yourself right
Yeah.
now. But like I said, not everybody can do it. Like,
No.
Like for me, it was always the goatee, and then I grow down the sides here and there. And I didn't mind the sides. Like sometimes I do big mutton chops. Sometimes I do like hardcore like 70s like mutton chops, or like little sideburns, which I would usually did. And then like maybe chin strap, going along with the goatee. But the goatee was always the constant. But
Yeah, same here.
what was it, Bob? I think was it like 3 years ago when I actually cut off my whole goatee and
we're
everything.
like, what's up there, Daniel Day-Lewis?
I know. Well, what it was is, he's not by blood, but he was like the closest thing I've ever had to a grandfather. He passed away, and I did as a sign of, as a show of respect. And you would be surprised how hard it was. I mean, I was gonna take the mustache too, but it was too much. Like I literally, the day of the funeral, walked into the bathroom and just about to grab the clippers, and then just so much anxiety, and I just got so mad that I just stormed out. It took 3 attempts just to get at it, and I was gonna take the mustache too, but I couldn't. It was just too damn much. And I took a picture of myself, took a couple pictures of myself, and I mean, you could see the misery in my face. And I'm at the funeral, and it's a lot of people that I haven't seen, for some time, people over from England and all kinds of stuff. And they're like, oh, Nathan, you look wonderful. You look great. And it's like, no, I don't. And I'm just getting more and more upset that people are telling me that. And it's like, what, I didn't look good before? I mean, what the fuck? I mean, granted, they really thought I looked nice, but I had a hard time, dealing with it. And then I saw, a bunch of my friends. Well, yeah, were you with me when we were down to Heidi and Chongo's? No, I went by myself, and I show up, nobody knew, and they're like, oh, and then like everybody, mind you, everybody up here in town were like, oh, you look so great, and just everything. I go down there, and these are my biker friends and stuff, and they're like, oh my God, you need to grow that back now. And it's like, you don't even want to talk about it. Like, that touched me a lot because I hear shit all the time.
So for you, it's clearly about identity for you.
It's just part of me.
Yeah.
It's just part of who I am.
More important to you than
Yeah.
for me. I like it, but I don't think I would be that much, I guess,
No.
invested in it if I lost it. Like I do feel bummed. Like, oh man, okay, I don't have a beard now, whatever, but it's
Yeah.
gonna grow back. But for you, it's definitely something more.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's really more. It's just like in high school. That wasn't really. That was when I actually found out who the hell I was.
There you go.
And because middle school, I was kind of, try to wear like the nice shirts and stuff. But I mean, I got made fun of a lot in middle school because I just never fit in. I've never been a popular person. I've never been a trendy person.
It's because you didn't have a beard.
Yeah, no, exactly. But I never liked trends.
Yeah.
For me, it's like I'm gonna do what the hell I'm gonna do.
Be an original.
I used to listen to country and stuff at the time, and then my friend Lou, his older brother, moved in town in high school, freshman year. So introduced to like a lot of his music. Like Bush, White Zombie, and stuff, and it just escalated from there. When I went to go see White Zombie, I saw Pantera for the first time, became my favorite band. And then that next year, going to buy, clothes for school, my mom just handed me cash, and she's like,
Ooh.
"You go get what you want."
Keys to the kingdom.
Oh man, it's like me and her and Lou are cruising around. We're going to t-shirt shops, Pantera, fucking White Zombie and stuff, and that was who I was. And
you
then,
found yourself.
Yeah, and then it's like the goatee thing. I mean, it looked horrible in high school, but I love, it was just me being me, and I get that from my mom. It's one of those things to where, I wouldn't say non-conformity, but you're gonna be who you are.
Yeah.
No matter if people like. Because my mom still rocks like the puff and everything, and people are getting her shit over the years and stuff, and it's like she's like, and she'll tell them, she's like, "Fuck you, this is what I like. This is just part of me. This is what I do."
I think we all go through those growing pains and.
Yeah. I mean, it's to be honest, it's really not worth trying to fit in.
You're never gonna please everybody.
No.
So you might as well just be at peace with yourself.
Yeah.
Than having to please fucking everybody. You're just gonna get shit from someone anyways. Like,
Oh yeah.
poor Bob over here. Let's look at the hair that Bob used to have.
Oh, his long hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the time.
Oh, dude, man.
Yeah.
I mean, poor Bob. And I got the blame for it. I got the total blame for Bob having long hair, man. And
Yeah,
But you-
if I grow a beard, I also get the blame for the beard
Yeah,
as well.
yeah, it's-
Which I can't really do the beard because it just looked like a
Scraggly.
scrappy.
Scrappy.
I'd have to say Eastern European refugee. Like,
you come from old
But you keep a
country.
goatee.
well, yeah, I mean that's
Standard.
because honestly, not to bitch, people are like, "You look weird without a goatee. You look creepy."
Yeah.
They look. A little
It does,
too clean
but
cut.
it does.
It just
look weird,
covers up your face, Bob.
but
Yeah.
it's
and
because
that
I'm
works.
so used to it.
Does
Yeah, it does look weird, but it's because I'm so used. Like Dave, when Dave shaved, and it's like, no, Dave. But I'm so used to him having at least a goatee.
I'll be honest. I kind of do it to mess with people. As soon as people
Yeah.
get used to, the beard, I just cut it off, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, what happened? Oh my god!" And I forget sometimes. Like, "Oh, I shaved. Oh yeah, that's right."
And it's like, oh shit.
Yeah, I love seeing Bob's baby face picture. Like sometimes I'm bored. I'm like, I'm gonna go see Bob, and he has like this baby face picture on our employee photo list.
Hair's all screwed up because it's like it's short, but it's like shorter than it grew out.
Yeah,
It's all uneven and pokey.
But
just rolled up
as
out
much
like
as I
gulag
like,
and shit.
as much as I like the long hair, Bob, you look a lot thinner with the haircut.
This
that
is
you
true.
have now.
Yeah, no.
how do you feel about this?
Well, the thing is, I kind of like having long hair, and what it kind of gets me, it's like I had like long hair for like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
And then like as soon as you cut it, oh, why did you cut your hair? You look so good with your long hair. Then of course, you grow your hair out. You need to cut your hair.
Yeah.
It's very
Exactly.
short.
That's
And
yeah.
it's wrenching. Like it's just kind of
Yeah.
like I could never win with you. people.
It happened to me too. I used to have
Yeah.
long hair, and I used to play in this choir band, and everybody like imagine me in church with long freaking hair, playing God's music.
Yeah.
And
Aw.
so you get all these people
Do
like.
it.
Some people, you get people like, "Oh my God, you look like Jesus," or you get people like, "You
Yeah.
need to respect the altar, you need to respect all this stuff," or whatever. And
Like,
finally,
how about I respect myself first?
exactly. And I remember I cut my hair because I was in this really small, crappy town that's very conservative.
Yeah.
and I remember,
that's a hard thing in
Yeah.
a small town. Yeah.
so I
You're
remember.
basically ostracized.
Yeah, you are.
It really
I
are.
remember till this day. I remember this woman cutting my hair, and she's saying, "You don't want to look like a little girl, do you?" And keep in mind
Yeah.
that it's this woman I've never ever met, but she's treated me like her little boy.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what the hell? I was like, I'm just doing this to get a job.
Mm.
And that was painful for me. I loved my long hair. So I can relate with Bob over here because right after that, a lot of people, including people in the choir itself, were like, "Whoa, why'd you cut your hair?" I'm like, wait, weren't you the one telling me
Yeah.
like a month ago?
It's like, you two-faced fucker. I mean, yeah.
Come on, man.
Well, see, I mean, I've got long hair, and to be honest, I probably would have cut it over the years and stuff. Probably gone back to the military high and tight or something like that. Because in the summer it gets hot. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie, it gets hot. Plus, it's a lot of work. I mean,
It is a lot of work.
I mean, it's especially because I mean, shit, it's like what about middle of my back now?
Yeah.
It's a lot of work, but people. I tend to do things out of spite.
Yeah.
Someone like, they'll tell me it's like, oh, you need to cut your hair. And I would hear it a lot. And it's like, and mind you, at the time, I'd be actually thinking about cutting it. Just, just to change things
Manageable.
up. You know, well, just manageable. You know, maybe try it back out. You know, but it's like, oh, do you want me to cut it? I'm not gonna cut it. You know, kind of thing. And if I cut it for somebody else, I know I would regret it. And it's if I did something for somebody else, you know, that affects me, or I guess affects who I am, I would totally regret it, like right off the bat, you know, because it's not worth it. It's really not worth it.
Yeah. So overall, just to close this whole Mantastic beard segment, let's talk about a little bit about the razors before we move on to the next topic. We share. I mean, we don't actually share the safety razor, but we share.
You don't want to be razor buddies.
Yeah,
razor butt.
We
buddies.
both have safety razors. Me and you, Bob.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so
yeah, the
you
big
actually
straight
do
razors.
the whole brush and cream thing,
The brush and
or
the cream.
soap, or whatever.
the little. I have it in a coffee mug. And
Yeah,
the
I do too.
Borstar
Yeah, the old
brush.
school. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then I got the razor. Of course, it's not like the straight razor where they put on the strop. It's the ones with the replaceable razor blades.
You know, but
Yeah,
if
that's
you had
what
a
I do.
strop, you would be able to keep it sharper longer. You know.
This is true.
Yeah, but it's just easier just to throw away the. I
Either
have,
that or-
I have a whiskey bottle full of razor blades. I like to, just
Well,
stick
but
those in.
if you you know, because I mean, you've collected a couple of straight razors over time, but
Yeah.
you know, but if
you got to get those sharpened though.
yeah, no, yeah, but I
Yeah.
mean, but if you actually like ordered one from like a nice place, you know, and got the strop,
It'd be worth it.
you know what?
Yeah.
I think you would
Cost
really get
effective.
into it because it was just that nostalgia. You know, you got your shaving mug, you got your strop and everything. Just you
And
know,
it's
Well,
in
because
that
then
routine.
It's a lot of rituals.
Exactly.
It
Yeah,
is.
I was going to
It
say
really
it's
is.
very ritualistic
It
to
is,
have to
it
go
is.
through all that.
Now-
like one day I'm gonna go to that. I would love to go to that. It's not cheap though, man. That stuff is not fucking
No,
cheap.
no. For my wedding present, my wife actually bought me a safety razor,
Yeah.
and I have a whole bunch of blades.
Mhm.
Like I'm probably gonna have it for the next couple years, and I'm like, I love it. Now, I know the whole nostalgia thing works in there, but in your opinion, Bob, how do you feel about a safety razor versus like the traditional modern Gillette 5 or
The thing is
Mach
about
3 or whatever?
Those sure they're safety razors and they're easy to use, but those will eat your face. Like
Yes.
the ones with the 7 blades where you'd pass once and don't bother passing again because not you're just gonna leave bone. That's all you're gonna
Exactly.
do. It's,
Well-
it's ridiculous how many blades they actually stuck on the stupid
Well,
razors now.
apparently I was reading somewhere to where more than one blade is way too much.
Yeah.
You don't need it. But it's gimmicky stuff, and it's something that drives up the cost. Because you get
Exactly.
someone 5-6 blades, you know, just for like a little pack of, was it like six
yeah,
blades?
it's like 27 or something.
Yeah, I mean, it's astronomical. It's like, that's crazy.
And this one vibrates as you're passing it along your face.
It has goo,
It's excellent for when you start shaving your junk, you know? But, yeah, I mean, it's out of control. Like for me, like in the military, you know, you have to shave.
What do they issue you?
You're not issued shit.
No?
You got to go buy shit.
Oh, for real?
Oh yeah, yeah.
So what do they have?
Well, you go to the PX and stuff like that, or the Shopette. You know, you can get like, you know, the regular razors you buy anywhere. The
Could you
disposables and
get
stuff.
like a safety razor there, or how would that work?
I'm not too sure if they actually sell those there. I never really looked. You know, I always had disposable. Like my mom gave me like a bunch of disposables, and it was really nice because they had like a single blade but really wide head on it. But you know, I got into the habit of dry shaving in the military.
Oh,
Because, you know, especially in training, you couldn't have electric clippers and stuff, which a lot of guys used.
Yeah.
You had to get a shaving profile to use those. Like, some guys got real bad shaving bumps.
that's what happens to me. I
Yeah.
get really bad shaving bumps, especially when I use like the Mach 3 or whatever.
Yeah.
And even if I use a safety
Yeah.
razor, which is just one blade,
Yeah.
if I go down and I do it again,
Mhm.
it's just
Well,
terrible. This
that-
is all one.
That's why guys would get the shaving profile for
Yeah.
electric clippers. But, like I said, you know, I got into dry shaving because trying to get into the latrine when everybody's rushing in there in the morning to shave, because you can shave at night, but you're going to have stubble in the morning. And, man, you get caught with that stubble, it's your ass. And so I've just, at the wall locker, you know, I'd splash a little water in my face because I always kept a canteen of water underneath my bunk, shave, and then go on my way. But I even got into the habit of not even using water, you know, because it's like, it's a pain in the ass. But the thing is, too, is...
Where's your skin though? It
You know,
damages it.
You know what? It wasn't really bad, to be honest.
No?
It really didn't bother me. Sometimes it would be like, you know, a little like burning kind of stuff, but it didn't last too long. But after I got out of the military, I had like one disposable razor, you know, that I was using. I used that thing for like 5 years.
What?
Yeah, and it's dull as shit. You know, I literally,
Ooh,
when I refer to
rips your
raking my
hair out.
face,
Yeah.
it's raking my, I'd be like, ooh. But I didn't give a shit. It fucking worked, And people think I'm crazy, but it's,
Yeah.
it fucking worked. I didn't give a shit,
Which my closing thought for this segment is that even though it hurt, you did it. You went ahead and you freaking touched up your beard.
Yeah.
And that's what we all do. You have a goatee, you touch up your beard,
And when
you at least have to line it up, right?
I'm bored.
Well, and that's the thing. So normally, like right now, like all like my under, like the throat part of my beard, I normally would go ahead and trim it up to like my jawline, and I shave in the shower, so I don't even look in the mirror. I just grab my razor and and I just kind of follow my jawline.
Exactly. Your pores are already open, anyways.
And I kind of have an idea of exactly where it wants to be, and then when I finish, I can look in the mirror and see if I need to level it out a little.
Exactly.
But I've gotten really good at like just blind shaving, and now I don't know how the hell you did that dry shaving, because like obviously with my face, there's no way. I mean, even when I shave. And I use, I've used lotion, I've used soap, I've used the cream. I mean, it tears up my face. That's one of the reasons I don't like shaving.
Yeah,
not
it messes
everybody
up my
can do it.
face.
Trust me, not
Exactly.
everybody can do it.
Yeah, I despise shaving for the longest time, which why I had a beard also. But what gets me is these people, because beards have become, I guess, part of the mainstream right now. And what
It's more popular.
Yeah, it's more
definitely
popular.
more popular because shows like Duck Dynasty. And
Yeah.
to be honest, I hate it when someone tells me, you know who you look like? You look like Duck Dynasty. And
Hey, Nate,
I
you
get
look like
irritated.
Duck Dynasty.
You go fuck yourself, Dave. But to be honest, I get irritated. And it's like because I've had facial hair and I've had the beard long before the show.
Yeah.
And like my friend I was talking about earlier, a young guy, it's like. He actually gets more upset than I do. I mean, he gets in people's face like, "Don't tell him that shit." People tell him that shit. That's ridiculous. And some people get upset, and it's like, I even got stopped at Tombstone. This lady who works there, I see her coming across the street, and I'm standing there with my friend, and of course we're open carrying, which is awesome. But she comes beelining across the street, and it's like there's a shootout going on, like right next to where she's crossing. And I turned to my friend, I was like, "Oh shit, here we go." And he's like, "What?" She's gonna come over here and tell me I remind her of Duck Dynasty. And sure enough, she said it. And I'm like, "Please don't say that." And she's like, "What?" It's like. I get 50 billion times I look like Duck Dynasty. It's like if you told me I rolled out of Vikings or something like that, oh, thank God, I love you to death. It's like, and that's one reason why I like having the long beard, because I look like I rolled right out of like the Dark Age.
Hell yeah.
I'll braid it up sometimes.
I remember the first time I saw
Fair.
you, I was like, oh,
Which-
man.
What you gotta do, Nate? Like when people do the, "Hey, what about Bob?" I hate that joke.
Yeah.
Do the, whoa, easy. That joke's an antique.
But I mean, like the razor thing, like the straight razors and stuff like that. If you really like look into like the serious, not this the chicken shit stuff, but like the really nice stuff. What I like about it, it's like precision instruments and stuff. I mean, you get like pearl handles and stuff like that if you want to invest in that. But you have those really nice sets. Like for me being a drafter, like if you get like a nice hand drafting set.
Oof.
I mean, you'd be surprised how different like your drawing style is. It makes a huge difference. Like it's tools
for
of the trade.
Artist.
Well, it's tools of the trade. It
Yeah,
really
it's true.
is.
It's true.
It's an investment.
It makes you that true gentleman that you really are. You should take care of your face like a
Yeah.
gentleman should.
Yeah, not like me, like just fucking just.
You slob. But that's fine. To be honest, it's I won't fault you for that because I know how it is, man. Sometimes you just get tired of shaving.
I get that too, but what gets me is those beards that are god awful.
Yeah.
Those beards where it's like you have no business growing a beard. Okay, like your hair does not grow.
Yeah.
In that manner. There's just some people that can grow a beard, some people that have shag. And they try to kind of comb it over to compensate for
Ugh,
not
that's
having
gross.
it.
It's almost like a beard comb over.
Yes, exactly.
Or the neck beard.
I hate
neck
that
beard.
because they
chin
make
strap.
all of us that trim our beards and make them look decent bad, and all of a sudden everybody says this is why I don't like beards. I'm like, well, yes, they put shame in wearing beards, and that's what I hate.
I kind of wish mine was thicker. It looks thicker than it really is because they're so so
So
long.
bulky.
But I have like little spots and stuff, where it's like really thin.
Yeah.
But I just kind of contributed that, part of the Native American that's in me, because like a friend of mine in Bob's, it's like, man, like 2 chin hairs, that's all he can grow, because he's got a lot of Native American in him from his mom's side. And,
But you trim it though. You acknowledge that and you trim it. And there, like, I don't want to throw this guy out of the bus like I know him, but like Keanu Reeves has this insanely bad beard.
Yeah, it's kind of scraggy.
And I kind of wish, like, you know what, just tighten it up a little bit and you'll look fine. I think he's a terrific guy. I think the stuff that he does is pretty cool. But I'm just using his face as an example because people actually will do that. They'll grow out beards just like that, and they have like little chin things here and there, and they have no business, growing that beard. Like, just trim it up, shave it.
Well, like recently, I found out. It was a girl at Fast Eddie. She was telling me, she was complimenting me on my beard and my mustache, and she's like, my dad, he uses a boar's hair brush, and she told me like the website and whatnot, and I looked on the website, they were out, so I was like, oh shit. So I ended up deciding to stop by Sally's Beauty Supply one day, and I found one. Man, you want to talk about a world of difference, because like running a comb or running like a hairbrush through here, I mean, it just grabs.
That's what I was going to ask. Yeah,
and because this thing gets knotted up like crazy. I use that, and I've never had it pulled, and I'll get like raw on it and stuff, and it helps to keep it like nicer, close to my face, how I like it, and then mixture with like a little bit of beard oil with that, and it really does make a difference, to keep it healthy.
Well, see, that's
I know
another
this
thing.
all sounds kind of gay, taking this much care of your beard.
No. Like, we're talking about
all
these.
you need to do is carry a man purse now.
I mean,
I'll man purse your face with my
a boar
coin
hair,
purse.
a boar hair.
but we're talking about
Dude,
the
purse.
You'd be surprised how much of a difference. Like I gave a friend of ours one of those, and he's like, dude, I was like, how was he? He's like, dude, I drive down the road fucking brushing my beard and stuff, it makes that much of a difference.
And that's what that's pretty much I guess the closing discussion here is that these tools of the trade, are they worth it? Is it worth it to go back to the straight razor or the safety razor? I mean, the soaps that we use, I see some of the soaps that are pretty expensive. I haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah.
But I'm seriously thinking about it. I was like, I mean, me going and investing time and money into these things, are they really going to be worth it? To take care of your beard and your face? Is it going to make it more, the shaving thing, make it better for your face? Or is it just another novelty that we have,
I think it's kind of nostalgic personally, but it's a discipline, right? I mean, you do use straight razors on a
You
regular
can't
basis.
just hold a razor just like you do a Gillette razor. You have to hold it in a certain degree.
45 degrees.
45 degrees. Don't apply a lot of pressure.
Yeah, and of course, and you can't just go willy-nilly. You can't like, I need to shave
Or just
real
bum,
quick,
bum, bum, bum.
because you're going to slit your throat.
Take your time.
Which, that's kind of my fear, that if I'm going to be shaving and then someone scares me and then just like grasping your throat is
See, and I don't have the time, and that's the thing, that I don't like to take a whole lot of time. For me, it's a thing that sheer convenience. I just when I take a shower, I want to be done 10 minutes, so I don't want to take all the time in the world and going through and all that. So for me, it's all about the whatever's quick and easy.
Quick and easy. There it is. Modern times, quick and easy. Just like my wife says. Quick and easy.
Just like your wife. You really...
I thought about it, and then I was like, nah.
But I was going to make a joke about the whole scraggly beard. It's a Spanish joke, which if you don't speak Spanish, you're not going to understand. Pero I have a barba de chino. Aquí chi, aquí no.
Ah.
Of course, I guess it doesn't really work.
Yeah, it doesn't work for you English-speaking people.
Big dish.
Big dish. But anyways, anybody who has stayed talking to our listening to our rants, talking about our rants, listening to our rants, tell us what you think about the beards, and tell us about stuff that you use, what works, what doesn't.
And I guess what you think.
I guess input's good.
Exactly. So, we'll be talking more about a lot of different things. We have topics about video games. Maybe we'll talk about some Twilight Zone episodes. Who knows? I don't know. Stay tuned.
Spoilers, man.
Oh, shoot.
And you know what? Who knows where these conversations are going to go?
Who knows where they will go?
Like in the zombie one, Mung Pie, man.
Mung Pie.
Mung Pie.
And I was like, wow, great.
Yeah, you left me alone with these two.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'll try not to do that
if
again.
I get an opportunity to throw Mung Pie out there, I'm throwing some Mung Pie out there. Because it's disgusting. It makes people fucking uncomfortable.
All right, guys. So if you have beards, trim them up. If you have no business wearing a beard, shave. Done.
You know what? Be who the fuck you are.
Exactly.
Don't be what everybody else wants
Or
you to
not.
be.
Do whatever, dude. It's,
Yeah.